Hi, this is Igor from hdhead.com. I will talk to you about premultiplication, the general concepts of premultiplication, not specific to Avid DS, although Avid DS, of course, as any other compositing application, uses it. But we'll use this tutorial to learn a basic concept, and then we'll apply it to Avid DS in one of the next tutorials. So what is premultiplication? I'm sure you've seen the term in various places in DS. You could have seen it at the import settings dialog. You could have seen it in the compositing node, a couple of other places as well. Any RGB image that has an alpha channel associated with it, and here's a photograph of a crazy scientist on a street, and we have an alpha channel, a matte that cuts out the scientist away from the background. This image is something that we normally refer to as non-premultiplied or straight alpha image. This image here, where the scientist is cut out from the background, is called a premultiplied image, and the alpha channel is the same. The reason why this is called premultiplied, what happens, if I zoom this in so you can see it a little better, when you multiply our original image with the alpha channel, you get something like this. And when I'm saying multiply, I literally mean mathematical multiplication, where the black value is 0 and the white value is 1, and all the gray values in between are values between 0 and 1. So when you multiply anything by 0, you get 0. So look here, we're multiplying this image with black, so all the stuff is black. We're multiplying this with value 1, so this area, the RGB values of this area remain unchanged. So as a resulting image, we get this guy over black. And why do we do this in the first place? It's a necessary step in compositing, and many applications that do compositing can do this automatically. Actually, I can't really think of any that doesn't, but some applications can use externally supplied media that's both premultiplied or non-premultiplied, while others can only use one or the other kind. A DS can deal with both, and as I said, we'll get into DS specifics in another tutorial, but it's just important to remember that there are a few applications that can only use one or the other. So if you're creating graphics in DS for use in a specific software, we should know whether or not that software can deal with premultiplied images or not. To recap, we said that all black values are 0, all the 100% white values are 1, and all the values in between are numbers between 0 and 1. So the middle value would be 0.5, and the math behind it is very simple. You know, this is assuming we're working in 8 bits, so the maximum value in 8-bit is 255. 255 multiplied by 0 is 0, which will produce a transparent image when we're compositing. 255 multiplied by 0.5 will produce 127 by 5, which is exactly in the middle, and 255 multiplied by 1 will produce 255, which is a fully opaque image when we're compositing. So that's how we get something like this. Our original image multiplied by its alpha channel and composited over a background, in this case 75% color bars. With these two states of premultiplication, premultiplied and non-premultiplied, we have to tell the compositing software what setting we're dealing with. Some programs can deal with this on a semi-automatic basis, where they can sort of guess whether the image is premultiplied or not. Others cannot. I don't think there's a foolproof way to really determine if the image is premultiplied or not. What happens when you use the wrong setting? For example, this was a non-premultiplied image, but I'm telling DS to, in this case, to composite it properly. I'm saying DS, okay, this guy is non-premultiplied, and DS is interpreting it properly. But over here, I'm telling DS the wrong thing. I'm saying this image is not premultiplied, and this is the result of that. You get a part of the image that's supposed to be transparent is adding with the background, so it looks like a blown out image of the street. Likewise, if we have a premultiplied image, which means it's already ready for compositing, and we tell the DS or any other application that this image is not premultiplied, what happens is we get a black halo around the hair, and if I zoom in, you'll see it better. And this happens very commonly. You can see graphics that have this dark halo around them. That's a sign that you need to switch your premultiplication settings. You're dealing with a premultiplied image, but you're telling your application that it's not premultiplied. So that's basically it for the concepts of premultiplying. One final word about nomenclature. Oftentimes in software, even in DS, it says premultiplied alpha. Alpha channel is really not what's changed. What's changed is the RGB channel. So the correct wording should really be premultiplied with or premultiplied by alpha. to avoid confusion, because there's no change to the alpha channel. There's a change only to the RGB channel, as we can see in this picture. So much for the premultiplication, and in the next tutorial we'll talk about the different settings in Avid DS to deal with premultiplication on the import, during working in compositing, and also when you're exporting graphics. This was a tutorial on general concepts of premultiplication, and I'm Igor from hdhead.com.